Hey YouTube, I am once again working on these Northstar pumps for these sprayer rigs because they are garbage. They have numerous problems. One of the problems is pulsating spray that comes out of the wand. Another one is bad seals that fill your motor up with your liquid. But I'll show you what to do to try to fix these problems. Supposedly Northern Tool says they have a upgraded replacement pump and it's almost $250 that they're not going to send you under warranty. They'll continue to send you one of these, as they did me 3 different times. But it's taken me a while to figure out how to fix these problems. So with the pulsating spray out of the wand, it is because of this pressure switch right here. It's on the pump head. When this builds up pressure, it pushes on this button, this little tab right here. This little tab, it fell out, I'm doing this one-handed. This little tab right here pushes on this little micro switch, which sits in here like this. So this little tab right here pushes on this micro switch and clicks it on and off. You adjust the pressure by this little screw right here. This little spring will sit right here, which adds tension to this little tab, which shuts the trigger, activates the switch. And the problem is this little micro switch which is rated at 15 amps. This pump is rated at 17 amps. And this little micro switch, which is as big as my fingertip, doesn't allow enough amperages through the contacts to operate the pump. So therefore, it pulsates when you use your wand. Once in a while you'll get a good spray out of it because it made good contact, but most of the time you don't. It pulsates continuously. One way to get around this, and I haven't done it yet, is you go to an auto parts store, Napa, Checkers, O'Reilly's, and you get a relay. They're under the hood of most vehicles. They're in the fuse panel. They're little square relays. This is 15 amp. You probably want to get a 15 and a 20 amp. And the relays will click off when you build up enough resistance. They'll click off by themselves. So you're going to have to experiment. You'll have to get a diagram online about how to wire them in to your 12-volt system for it to run this pump. And that should fix the pulsating problem. Another way to do it is you can just wire it in directly to your pump. Take your cable and you wire it in, the electrical cable, and you wire it in directly into your pump. Now, here recently I've seen the liquid I'm pumping squirting out these wire holes. This is problem number 2. What happens is this diaphragm right here will start leaking. You'll either get a leak around the edge, or it'll get a little pinhole in it. But the liquid comes back this way into the housing. because this goes on here like this. So it squirts back here into this void of this housing, and it has pressure on it. There is a gasket that goes on here to seal it. So the pressure has no way to escape, so it blasts it through this bearing and seal into the motor. And that is why I saw the liquid squirting out the wire hole. So you can see this one here has been leaking for quite some time. The way you clean this up, you take these two screws out. I can't even see what I'm doing, I'm in bright sunlight. Take these two screws out, and then you screw one of them back in about 5 turns. Tap on this housing to separate it here and here, just a little tiny bit. That screw will hold it from completely separating. And then you take an air hose nozzle like this, and you put it in the hole, and you blow out all the chemicals or all the liquid that's inside your pump. It'll be completely full. So after you do that, then you take some PB Blaster or WD-40 or whatever you got, and you squirt it inside the hole. Then you take and turn your pump and try to coat everything on the inside that the chemicals touched. Then you spray the WD-40, the lubricant, out the same way you did the liquid. Then go ahead and put your other screw back in, try to get as much of the lubricant out as possible until it doesn't come out anymore. Then put your screws back in and tighten it back up. Now, to keep this from happening again, you could either take this out or leave it in. It's probably best if you leave it in, because that'll help to build up pressure a little bit. But you have to create a relief for this housing. You have to create a relief so that if this starts leaking, you want it to show, so you know, so you can replace the head and not completely destroy your motor. Luckily, I'm able to salvage this. This bearing is making a lot of noise, so this will be my number 3 backup. But it happened to this one here 2 days ago. So I just blew this one out. I put some grease, you can see the grease right here, and you press it. This bearing is completely dry. You press it down like this, and it forces it. You can see it going in. It forces it into that bearing. You got to lubricate that bearing. Now, it only takes a little tiny bit of grease. It doesn't take a lot. But you want to create a relief in this housing, so when this pump starts to leak and fills this up, it's got some place to go other than your motor. So what I did was I took this cutoff wheel, see it's very thin, and I cut a relief in that housing. It doesn't have to be much, but you want it kind of small, and I put it on the top for a reason. So then when this builds up pressure, it's going to squirt the liquid through this little slot and hopefully squirt it up about 6 inches to where I see it. And I know that this is bad. I carry new ones with me just for this reason. This is a head assembly, pump head assembly, brand new. So I'm going to go ahead and put this one on, this pump. I already took and ran this pump, and it turns nice and freely, has more RPMs than this one here, and that is because this is all rusted up inside. I can just barely turn this one. So I'm hoping that if I plug this in and let it run for a while, it may help to clean some of that up and be a better pump. Like I say, it's my number 3 replacement pump. But this is how you fix these problems with these Northstar pumps. I hope this information helps you. I hope you're able to fix these pumps and continue working. Until next time, see you later.